වෙනවා. ඔබතුමාව මුල් පුටේ ඉඳගෙන මම ජනාධිපති බවට පත් වුණේ එක ප්‍රකාශ කිරීම. මම අවුරුදු 45ක් මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ ගත කරලා තියෙනවා. මගේ ජීවිතයේ තියෙන මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ. එහෙනම් මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ මට දැන් මේ ගෞරවය ලබා දීම ගැන මම විශේෂයෙන්ම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා.
The newly elected President Ranil Wickremesinghe, thanking his contenders Dallas Alaperuma and Anura Kumara Dissanayake, urged the MPs to work together in a new manner. The people are not asking us for old politics. I request opposition leader Sajith Premadasa and other opposition parties, including former presidents Mahinda Rajapaksa and Maithripala Sirisena, to work together, Wickremesinghe said in a speech following the ballot. We were divided for the last 48 hours. That period is now over. We have to work together now, he added. The new president also requested the speaker to take oaths as president within the parliament premises. This was the first time in the history of Sri Lanka that a vote took place in parliament to elect a succeeding president, following the post being left vacant by Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who resigned on the 14th of July 2022. Although there was one previous experience of electing a president by parliament in Sri Lanka, this time is special.
Politics is more than chess. It's teamwork like cricket. You must have the stamina for a marathon. You must also remember it's a hard game like raga, and it's a blood sport like boxing.
When interviewed by Johan Pereira of Daily Mirror at the Gangarama Temple, the newly elected 8th President of Sri Lanka, Ranil Wickremesinghe, yesterday pledged to address the needs of those who are staging protests, calling for a system change and to deal with those lawbreakers who cause destruction. Mr. Wickremesinghe made this pledge while speaking to journalists after having engaged in religious observations at the Gangarama Temple in Colombo. We are ready to listen to those who stage peaceful protests and to the silent majority. We are also ready to deal with the law with those who create destructions, he said. I also pledge to end confrontational politics and work with everyone in Parliament. Those who protest and many others questions as to why all political parties in Parliament cannot work together and bring a system change. We have to focus on these questions, he added. Asked as to whether the Rajapaksas are his friends, Mr. Wickremesinghe said they are not. Do you see any Rajapaksas here? I have worked with Chandrika Kumaratunga. She belongs to one party and I to another. Just because I work with other political parties, that does not mean they are my friends, he said in this regard.
The Argale or the struggle has always maintained that if Ranil Wickremesinghe was made president, that the struggle would continue and that they would try to force him out of office. So it remains to be seen now that he has won with such a commanding majority of the members of parliament as to how they would actually react.
And not only that, I wonder what you make of his credibility, given he has such close ties to the Rajapaksa family that literally brought the nation to its knees.
Yes, the assumption, the animosity, the opposition to Wickremesinghe is that he threw the Rajapaksas a lifeline, that he's always protected them, and that therefore he is a member of the decrepit political class which the Argale is determined to remove.
Yeah. I guess more importantly, when we're looking at it at the moment, he was in Parliament today saying, in fact, that people were asking for a different kind of politics, that, you know, they couldn't continue the way they had in the past. Is that going to signal any form of change, that he might have some of the answers to the problems?
Well, I mean, he's in Parliament on the basis of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, the SLPP, Gotabaya Rajapaksa's party, having supported him. So any kind of reform package that he contemplates, if it's going to be the 2 years and 4 months that he has, is going to have to depend on their consent. And I don't think that they're particularly keen on a package of political reform. But certainly, I mean, he said before he was elected that the 19th Amendment that introduces checks and balances on the exercise of executive power by the president, that he will reintroduce that. So let's see whether that will happen.
Yeah. Bringing the country together is one thing. He isn't even a member of the ruling party that backed him at the end of the day. Does he have that capacity to bridge those gaps?
Well, Ranil Wickremesinghe is a politician who has a lot of experience and expertise in particular areas. But he's never been a popular democratic politician. He's not the type of sort of, you know, carrying babies, kissing the babies and that kind of thing. So he does have a problem in winning public support and confidence.
Yeah, so in terms of, you know, if we put aside public support and confidence, does he have the skill set? Does he have the skill set? He was 6-time Prime Minister. I mean, does he have the skill set to perhaps navigate Sri Lanka through what is just an unending crisis?
I think he has the skill set. As I said, he has the experience and the expertise. The question is, political stability in the country is going to rest on people having a government that they have trust and confidence in. And that's the question.
Yeah. So we've seen his home burnt down in recent days. Protesters stormed his office. Are we likely, do you think, to see further unrest and even violence?
Well, one would expect it, because before he was elected, the Aragale said that he must leave politics too. So let's wait and see. It's only been a couple of hours since he's been elected president. So let's see what the Aragale actually decides. They may, or some elements of it, may decide that he should be given a couple of weeks before they take any kind of direct action.
Yeah. If they do somehow force him out of office, I guess the question remains that there is no obvious successor to move in and actually and unite this very divided parliament.
Well, I think one of the things that Mr. Wickremesinghe really should do is set out the timetable for the next round of elections. I don't think Sri Lanka can move forward without fresh elections and a fresh start.
Good to talk, Dr. Saravanamutta. Really nice to get your analysis. Thank you.
Thank you.
The International Monetary Fund hopes to complete rescue talk with Sri Lanka as quickly as possible, Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva said on Wednesday, hours before the crisis hit South Asian nation elected a new president.
This is what these protesters have to say. And meanwhile, let me just tell you also that Ranil Wickremesinghe beat out two other contestants, two other MPs. One MP was named Dalasalaha Peruma and another MP was named Anurakumara Disanayaka. Ranil Wickremesinghe beat both of them with a very comprehensive lead to become the president of Sri Lanka. Let's see how the protesters reacted to this news.
What people wanted.
What will be your next step?
We are going to start our struggle against these corrupted governments again and again. I know we will lose more lives, but still, this is our country. We have to struggle for that.
Ms. Damita, you look disappointed. Why is that?
Actually, we all are disappointed. As a Sri Lankan artist, as a Sri Lankan, the person who loves my country like my life, I think it's my life. We lost. We lost means the whole country lost. We never expected the parliament members to get decisions like this. We knew the politics is a game. We knew that from the history. But people have proven people's power, and people have proven the power of people is more powerful than the parliamentary members' powers and the leaders' powers. So people have proven that, but still, these people have no feelings for the innocent people in the country. These people have no feelings, and these people doesn't have any of like soft corner for all these people who is struggling on the roads, all these people who is dying on the roads without food, without fuel, without it's like we are in a big inflation. So for all these things, we need a better solution. We don't need leaders who will support the corruptions, and we don't need who is safeguarding the corrupted leaders. And we know this Prime Minister has become the president now. We know he will safeguard all the corrupted leaders and he will support corrupt.
The situation is getting worse, from crisis to another crisis. I believe the Aragalaya protest movement will go on until the collapse of starvation and the democratically elected parliament will go on. Ballo Burat caravan passeth, as they say. May the Triple Gem guard us all, and may all God's blessings be with us. Hope this video presentation was useful to understand the present situation and the future. Stay safe and goodbye for now.
System is the votes in, how it came about. It's not, it wasn't through a fair way. Obviously, even the ministers that voted for him, they acted on fear, they acted on